Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the marathon of what we call buying a boat.
Oh my gosh. Hi, we're the Boomershines, and we have a dream of doing the Great American Loop with ourselves, our 2 kids, and our 2 cats. But first, we gotta buy a boat, and that has been quite a process. So today, we are doing our February 23rd recap, which is actually our 2nd February update. So, when we last left off, we did an update, I think on February 2nd. Mark had COVID. We had to completely reschedule we had to cancel our survey, reschedule our survey, and we were waiting to do the survey. And the survey is like a giant inspection of your boat. And it inspects the hull, the engines, all the equipment. You do a sea trial, you pull it out of the water, you look at all sorts of stuff. And it's a logistical challenge to schedule all that. Because Mark had to get down there, the surveyor had to get down there, our broker had to get down there, their broker had to be there, and the buyer had to be there. And the captain.
Only easy part of that was that the boat was at the house, so we didn't have to deal with the marina.
And you had to schedule the haul out stuff. So we redid all that. Mark flew down to Florida, did the survey.
Yeah. I didn't do the survey.
Well,
we had the survey accomplished. And are we saying what happened?
Well, I think we can say what happened. So day 1, you flew down there. It's a 2-day survey. We've gotten permission to be on there the night before. The
boat that we are purchasing has had some extensive work done to it. Our surveyor wanted to make sure that it was done well. And so while you would think that a boat that had a lot of work done to it would actually be easier to survey,
it's harder.
In a way it's harder because if they installed everything that was installed wrongly, then it actually becomes a detriment. So he said if we can get on there that afternoon and really just start checking serial numbers and some other things, there's some engine updates that he wanted to make sure were done, then we would have a huge head start for the next day. So that's what we did. Unfortunately, the seller wanted us all at a particular time.
He's like,
it's 5 o'clock. I don't know about you boys, but it's quitting time. And I was like, well, this boy is the one buying the boat, so like I would love to stay on here. And your house is like right there.
It all worked out. It all worked out, but it was kind of funny. Mark got kicked off the boat we're buying.
So then,
an hour into it,
surveyor and myself were up at 5 a.m. the next day to get on the boat as early as we could to continue things. So we finished looking over, we threw the lines, we went to the haul out, we hauled the boat out. Looked on the underside, everything looked good. Then on the way back, we did the sea trial. Everything looked good, and then
you flew home.
Then we went through and turned on the TV, turned on the dishwasher, make sure everything cycles.
Washer and dryer, AC.
Yeah, all the systems on the boat. Also, I chose to do an engine survey. So we did that. We also had oil samples taken, and that's oil samples for engines and generators and transmissions.
So 2 engines, 2 generators, 2 transmissions.
And it's pretty cool the way they extract, because the oil can't touch anything that would contaminate it. So it's like a hypodermic extraction, and
it's like doing blood work on a human. So they take the oil from all engines, and then they look at it to make sure there's not metal bits in it, like there's something that's broken, that's
sodium, which would be salt, which
salt
means
water is getting in
there, and coolant to make sure you're not leaking coolant.
Yeah. So, and then you have to wait for those. So the survey went well, right?
Yeah. You know when you leave your survey whether or not your survey went well. Then
you wait on the oil analysis.
The reason you're doing the survey is obviously for your own knowledge, but 2, if you're insuring your boat, which everybody has to insure the boat, the insurer wants to see, okay, what's the shape of this boat? So then you get the survey and make sure your surveyor can get your survey to you in a timely manner, or it's useless.
Oh, and that's an interesting
We're kind of getting into an education.
Well, that's an interesting point. So I thought when we put an offer on the boat, we sent it to our insurance broker and said, hey, can we get this boat insured? And they did all the rigmarole, and they're like, yes, you can get that boat insured.
Yeah.
But it wasn't.
Here's your quote.
Here's your quote. But it wasn't until after the survey that they officially sent it in to see if you can really get it insured.
Yeah.
So there was a couple tense days where like, I thought we got it insured, but we didn't get it insured.
Like, wait, you told us we could get it insured.
So there was the possibility for a little bit that it wasn't gonna get insured. This whole process is like, whoop.
I mean, you look out at all the boats on the water and everybody went through this. It's amazing.
Yeah, so we waited for the oil analysis. We waited to make sure we had insurance. And then after the oil analysis and the survey is when you can go back to the boat owner and renegotiate if you want to renegotiate. We did a whole video previous to this on the 10 steps to buying a boat. And there might actually be 11 steps because I apparently forgot to include a step on like figuring out what your budget is. But hopefully that's kind of self-evident before you start boat shopping, that you know what you can afford. But anyway, so that the survey is step 6. Step 7 is the renegotiation stage, and we talk more about that in the video. So
our
we can
caveat there was be careful on the renegotiation because the seller doesn't have to come back to you. They can go on if they got an offer that's better. You just did a survey and paid for it, and if you get greedy and say, we found this,
the AC in the VIP
we would
cabin
like
doesn't
a reduction of this amount, they could say, okay,
no,
see
fine.
ya.
So anyway, we accepted the boat as is, basically, and then our offer is accepted. It's a go hard date. They get the deposit no matter what. Now we're in step 9
of our step
of our 10-step process, which is all the paperwork. And this is the part.
Paperwork, taxes, documentation, registration.
It's so confusing.
Lots of ways
so convoluted
to skin a feline.
Yeah, there's so many ways to skin a cat. But here's the thing: if you live in Florida, you buy your boat in Florida, you register the boat in Florida, you pay Florida taxes, right? All good. The problem that cruisers face, including us, is that we live in one state. We're buying the boat in another state, but we're never in any one state long enough to understand.
We'll get comments here where people say, no, you can do this and you can do this, and yes, you can, and you can do it a bunch of different ways.
You can legally, as I understand it, and as we have talked to a bunch of professionals, if you keep your boat moving, if you register it in a no sales tax state, and you keep your boat moving, and you're not in any one state long enough to trigger their whatevers, then you don't have to pay sales tax. However, there are people that are looking out for these people, and they're trying to figure out
how. The people are the bridge tenders, so they have to log every boat that goes through with the hailing port, and if it says Delaware, because of some rules in Delaware, you're gonna get tagged. If it says somewhat Montana, so those people are looking. The marinas that you pull into, the dock masters now have to register where the boat. So the people that say, how are they gonna know I'm in a state for 30 days or so? Oh, they know.
They know. So long story short,
you don't want to be stressed out.
Well, and we're rule followers, and obviously, so we obviously want to follow all the rules and everything we do. But the rules, it is what it is. But if you are just, do your research, talk to your attorneys and your accountants. If you
want to play the game, you can play it. Just know that it's...
And legally play it, I think.
Yeah.
I don't, like,
nobody's looking to avoid paying taxes to any state. If you're continually moving...
Yeah, the question is, if you're moving, you have to pay a tax in a state if you stay too long, but you're never there, or you're going to all these different states, who do you pay?
Okay, hold on.
Anyway.
How we've been dealing with this. So that's where we are, physically where we are right now is we figured that out. We took our course of action, all right? So now all the people are doing all the paperwork. Actually, I just received the paperwork. We close in 2 business days. I just received documents that say these can't be e-signed. So now I've got to sign these today and get them FedExed out to go back to Florida before closing. So yeah.
And those are, and you've got Coast Guard registration, you've got state registration, you've got registration for your tender and title for the tender. Yeah.
We paid a service to handle all that, which, done. Do it. So that's where we are right now.
Anyway, so all of that is confusing because there's no simple answer, and we're trying to figure that all out. We're also probably going to rent our house, so we're trying to clean out our house. If you could see the surroundings of our dining room, it's like stuff that we're selling, donating, thinning, working on that. Some
people say, well, why'd you wait till the last minute? The reason, because we had to wait for the service. We had to make sure the boat was good enough to purchase, and then we had to negotiate the price.
It's kind of all chronological, but
and then you couldn't get the insurance until, verified until you got the survey, and it all just led up to literally being these last 3 days.
Yeah, and I
And
think
you know how long we've been working on this.
if you were gonna play the game, you probably want to figure that out ahead of time. We're not playing the game, we're paying the taxes. Here you go, let's just keep it. Yeah, anyway, we're right or wrong. That's what we're doing as of right now.
It's right for us.
It's right for us, yes. Okay, so aside from like packing up our lives, we're working on closing on the boat next week and then going down to the boat, and my interior design brain is obsessing over every detail of what we're doing to the boat.
I have to brag on Cinda, her interior design brain. She used to do TV design makeovers for a popular show for 9 years. So that's her thing. And some of you are saying, how are you gonna do a boat in 10 days? We did whole houses in 3 days.
Oh my gosh. But like, I'm obsessing about picking the perfect product. And by perfect best, it's not the most expensive. It's, you know, I love, you know, American made, female founded, great companies. If it's organic, that's great. You make fun of me on the organic bedding because he's like, you're gonna be sleeping in diesel fumes. But
you're
anyway.
sleeping in fiberglass off-gassing surround next to 2 massive diesel engines.
But every little bit helps. So like if you've done custom mattresses and you have a favorite manufacturer, put it down there.
Marine custom?
Yeah, I mean they have their funky sizes. And like everything that goes into the boat also has to be super purposeful because we don't have a lot of room. So is there a pot that's better than a set of pots? You know, what is the right, everything that's going through my brain right now is
And we also, I think, we don't want to take a bunch of stuff from our house because our goal is to outfit the boat and then sell the boat fully outfitted. Like here, there you go. Because for us, to find a turnkey boat, we think our boat's going to be fantastic when we're done with it, and people will have seen it, and people will be like, we want your boat, it's ready to go. So here it is, like turnkey. Everything
it's got the right pot,
there.
the right silverware, the right dishes, the right throw pillows,
That's
the right
goal.
look and feel.
We don't want to take everything from our house, load it onto the boat, and then schlep it back.
We'll see how we do with that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's where we are. We're going crazy. So, in case you wondered, anything else?
We are not tire kicking.
Oh.
We are buying a boat.
Yes, and hopefully we will be able to announce the boat next week at this time.
It's killing us not to tell you.
Yeah, so
because it is an amazing vessel.
I think on Saturday, if we can pull it off, we're gonna do a kind of a recap of the whole year and a half of boat shopping, and then next Wednesday we'll be able to, hopefully we'll close on the boat, it'll be ours, and we can...
One more time after this, you have to put up with us for talking about everything we went through.
Make sure you put the notification button on so that when we do post, you know. And follow us on Instagram because I'm catching up on stories, so there might be some hints and some clues there at the Boomershines. Anything else?
No.
Any suggestions for great products for the boat? They're American made, eco-friendly, organic, yachty. Oh, while you're at it, pick up 2 pieces of trash a day because let's clean up our planet together. And if we all did it, it'd be so much better.
We're not operating in a vacuum. We understand the world is crazy right now. So prayers to other parts of the world in conflict, and just know we know about it. But our goal here is to bring joy and sunshine and distraction. So,
well, and that is definitely an added stress that we have gone back and forth on. Like, what are we doing? Like, what is the world doing? But
perfect timing. 10 years we've been dreaming of this, plus
15 years.
15 years, and look what happened.
Anyway, we are having faith, and we are staying the course, and we are, sending prayers to everybody who's more directly dealing with all of this.
Yep. So. All right. Thanks to everybody. Shine on.